an XRP and crypto-related coordinated crash will be revealed today. The current market activity is entirely artificial. It is purposefully designed to exclude individuals like you from the marketplace and is totally synthetic and unnatural. This is why listening is crucial. If you make the mistake of falling for these traps, you will likely lose all of your money, and you will lose it fast in these cryptocurrency marketplaces. My number one piece of advice for someone new to cryptocurrencies is to not assume any knowledge and to not freak out when things go wilder than you imagined. As I've done time and time again, I'll now clarify what I mean by market manipulation and provide concrete examples of how major institutions are doing it now. First, I'd want to explain how they like to sow seeds of dread and how it usually works. After a market crash, it's common to see several people citing the same news stories. The United States recently sent fighter planes to attack Russia, therefore that's a major cause for alarm, they'll say. All of these will be dumped by the markets. After you get down to brass tacks and examine the real culprits, you'll see that the price drop is being spearheaded by institutions that are selling on a massive scale. And that is the real reason why regular people are selling their stocks as well. This is due to the fact that reading the news is the very first step for retail investors. The markets are dumping, but why? I don't know what it could be. Perhaps we are on the brink of World War III? All right, I've decided to sell. They try to find an excuse to sell, even though there isn't one. This is deliberate. Everything here is designed to control you. You should just disregard such news whenever it appears and seize the opportunity when the markets do indeed decline. If you're worried about being liquidated, know that you're not alone at the moment. Actually, in just 60 minutes, ETH longs worth over $100 million were liquidated. At the same time as Solana, Bitcoin, XRP, and every other cryptocurrency was being annihilated, the market for longs was liquidating close to 500 million of them. Now tell me, what's going on here? People have been bringing up systemic concerns in the crypto world, you know. Topics pertaining to exchange-traded funds, ETFs, that I have been covering extensively on this channel. For the simple reason that exchange-traded funds, ETFs, grant huge power over all of the cryptocurrencies held by institutions like BlackRock, Fidelity, Grayscale, Vanguard, State Street, and countless more. Allow me to clarify the reason behind that. The rules of operation for BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF make it crystal clear that the company can decide to sell Bitcoin, which serves as the reserve asset for the fund, at any time within approximately 21 days of the outflow occurring, in the event that there are significant outflows or a large number of investors selling the ETF. This is an enormous time frame. According to BlackRock, this is due to the fact that the Bitcoin blockchain is notoriously sluggish in everything. However, consider this. For the sake of argument, let's say that $5 billion in outflows occurred 2 weeks ago. In theory, BlackRock may choose to sell all of it today. Obviously, that may have a huge effect on the value of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as the market as a whole. Not limited to only the Bitcoin ETF, this provides them tremendous power to affect the value of all cryptocurrencies. You may also find Ethereum ETFs there. They will soon introduce Solana and XRP exchange-traded funds. Consequently, they will be able to significantly influence the values of these assets. When they decide to sell the Bitcoin that they've been holding due to these outflows is entirely up to them. Even before selling this Bitcoin, they might theoretically acquire a short position. Furthermore, they are not hindered in any way from carrying it out. That's quite crazy. Spreading the word from one BlackRock employee to another is all that's needed. So, I'm going to sell $5 billion worth of Bitcoin just so you know. Going short would be a good move for you. Selling individuals in the markets in this way is the simplest option. And this is the same pattern that emerges repeatedly. Actually, I'd want to show you several instances when this has really occurred. Here we have BlackRock. Their IBIT outflows were $1.2 billion. When they sold it, the price of Bitcoin dropped by 10% because of this. That was in the year 2025. There was a 500 million ETH depart from Fidelity. Because of this, ETH crashed by 12% in 2025 as well. The $18 billion in Bitcoin that Grayscale withdrew caused a 20% decline in Bitcoin value in 2024. Additionally, market drops occurred as a result of many volatility warnings sent by Vanguard and Street through indexes. These Bitcoin and Ethereum dumps will appear insignificant in comparison to the influence these institutions will have over smaller cap cryptocurrencies. This is because these cryptocurrencies are far easier to manipulate. Significant price action or depreciation, depending on their disposition, can result from significantly lower volume, whether they are purchasing or selling an item. Therefore, I'd want to know your thoughts on the matter. I mean, that's really insane, isn't it? It is quite unbelievable that they are able to pull this off. All it takes to profit from it is opening a short or long position before making these large purchases. Even more bizarre is the fact that they profit from the influx and outflow of their ETFs. I mean, come on, this business model is really bonkers. Their sole purpose in holding your Bitcoin is to profit from your incoming transactions. After that, they can sell this Bitcoin using Bitcoin. It also naturally influences market prices. Plus, they stand to gain from it as well. And that is precisely where their greatest financial gain occurs. The inflows and outflows are not the basis for it. I mean, that's a fantastic company plan. Profits in the hundreds of millions of dollars are accruing to them. However, their abilities with shorts, longs, and similar trades are where the real money is made, because to their incredible manipulation potential. However, these things are intentional, aren't they? One of the biggest losers is Ethereum. Therefore, I'll use that as an example to illustrate you what you may expect. Among exchange-traded funds, ETFs, it has recently been one of the best performers, which comes as no surprise. You will see that Ethereum recently experienced a massive sell-off. It basically plummeted off this cliff, as you can see for yourself. Each coin was selling for about $5,000. It was at $4,500 just a few days ago, within the previous few days here, so it's been really short. And look at it plummeting off a cliff like this, doesn't it? Once again this morning, it plummets from a precipice. Also, a lot of money is leaving the market at the moment, and it's all because institutions are now selling the outflows, which is causing investors to worry and sell. There is absolutely nothing else going on. And the same thing is happening with Solana and Bitcoin. Because they believe this leg of the race is over, the people of Solana are in a state of complete terror. You can notice for yourself that XRP is going down to 283 right now. On the other hand, I am currently purchasing these bargains. For what reason am I engaging in that behavior? Almost without fail, following a significant price decline like the one we witnessed on the 22nd, there is a subsequent tremendous upswing, correct? I initiated a position by purchasing at these lows and subsequently sold at these highs. My trading club, Crypto Crusaders, would have had access to that trade for everyone. And here we are, repeating the process. If we see a steep drop in price, we'll likely rise again. After a precipitous drop in price, we manage to recover and rise again. The timing is impeccable. Such is the nature of their work. That's their source of income. There have been several chances to purchase at lows and sell at highs, even though the markets may have traded sideways for the past 5 months. And that is their occupation. That's their source of income. Closed, open, and totally unveiled. Do not. So certainly, you could just sell everything you own in a panic and get out of the market. Or you could study up and use their techniques to your advantage. You can succeed here if you can merely keep tabs on when and what they're doing. It's actually quite simple. Sure, it's easier said than done. That's why I made my Discord group, which you can join for free, which you can find linked below. Though there will be some short-term uncertainty, I want to show you something that indicates the long-term outlook is positive, all right? U.S. economists are putting the growth rate of Q2 GDP at 3.8%. Growth in GDP is increasing. The Federal Reserve has already announced plans to lower interest rates twice more, all right? The economy seemed to be doing well. A rise in the money supply is imminent. Everyone can see the signs. This volatility in the short run is meaningless. Just give it a couple more months if you're holding XRP for the long haul. Indeed, that is your exclusive obligation. Join my Discord server immediately if you're serious about making money in the trading market and taking advantage of these moves. That concludes my remarks on the matter. Furthermore, I would want to reiterate that AI is beginning to be integrated into systems on a global scale. The GDP growth will be significantly enhanced. It's going to increase organizations' potential earnings significantly. It's going to shrink in size and weight significantly. It will no longer be necessary for them to pay all these workers in other countries. At a tenth of the cost, they will have AI models carry out their duties. I can feel it happening all over again. So, major developments are on the horizon, and they're approaching rapidly. My trading signal, the Crusader signal, will be a great asset to you during these challenging times. I only wanted to let you know that. Your biggest error, by the way, is that you buy my indication like hotcakes when the weather is green, but you flat out refuse to buy when the weather is red. Ironically, it is on red days that you actually earn the most money. By purchasing dips and obtaining entry, you can profit on green days. When the indicator is green, everyone buys it because they are feeling good and have some money. But when it's red, nobody buys it because they are sad. This is something I felt compelled to share with you all. You can bet that this indicator has found lows before, and it will find even lower ones very soon. Then it sells these highs here, as one would expect. It accomplishes it repeatedly. This has been back-tested by me. My Crusader Signal community and the videos I send out upon sign-up detail a method that, if implemented for the past 5 months, would have resulted in a 4-fold increase in your initial investment, correct? And you could pull it off once more. It will unquestionably be the premier trading indication. I simply wanted to let you know that. It has been doing exceptionally well thus far in this bull run. Join the community and ask around. That will be linked to below. Over there, I'll patiently wait for you all. If you possess the indication already, or if you do not, then join the trading group. Thanks a bunch, dudes. Till we meet again. Have a nice day. This was transcribed using turboscribe.ai. Remove this message by subscribing to Unlimited.